What's up everyone, it's your girl Deja and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I will be giving college advice to U of I freshmen. So if you are interested in hearing all of my advice because it's really good, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. We are on the road to 3K subscribers now. Thank you guys so much for 2K. And I will put all the timestamps below with the topics I'm covering, but watch the whole video because everything is so important. But without further ado, let's get into the video. The first thing I want to talk about is myself. So I am an advertising major. I am a sophomore, so I'm almost done with my sophomore year, which is so crazy. And I'm working towards a minor in communications. And I picked U of I because one, the financial aid was really good compared to other colleges. So that was a big factor, but also U of I is a really well-rounded school. So I wanted something that had sports, academics, and we're in a Big Ten, so that's literally perfect. And I wanted to have a school that I know I can network with people. And U of I, it's so many great people here, so networking is amazing here. Now I want to transition to what it is like being Black at a PWI. So a PWI is a predominantly white institution, and honestly, being Black here is pretty decent because the Black community is really close. I met a lot of great people through organizations. So if you join organizations, you can definitely meet people that are within your culture, outside of your culture. And usually all of my classes has at least another Black person in there, so I don't really feel like, oh, I'm the only Black person in this classroom. And in terms of racism, I've never experienced anything too big, but I know some other people have. So just keep that in mind. Pretty much anywhere you go, especially at a PWI, you probably will run into something, or you may know someone that runs into it. But for the most part, the people here are amazing. It's just you can't get rid of racism, sadly. So that's that. But overall, U of I is definitely a good school to go to. Dorms and roommates. So first I want to cover the dorms, then I'll go into like the whole roommate situation. But in terms of dorms, there are so many, so I'm going to cover the main ones. The six-pack. So the six-pack is Scott, Weston, and Snyder, and there's also like nearby dorms. So Scott, I stayed in my freshman year. I loved it. It was literally right next to the dining hall and the Arc, which is the gym. So I really liked that I was right there, kind of like in the mix of everything. And my dorm was pretty nice. It was a couple floors. I never had any problems there, so it was good for the most part. Weston and Snyder are very similar. There's also the newer dorms, Bousfield, Nugent, and Wasaja. Those are harder to get into your freshman year because the sophomores and the upperclassmen, they get first dibs, so they take those. But Bousfield is a really nice dorm. That's the one I pretty much know about. You can get suite styles, so you can share it with 3 other people and you will share a bathroom, but you'll get your own room, so you don't have to worry about going to the bathroom with a ton of other people. It's just you and your suite mates. You just share the shower and the bathroom. There's also a nice living area, which is wonderful. So Bousfield, if you can get into it, it's great, but you're probably not going to be able to. But just keep that in mind, maybe for your sophomore year that you could. And like I said, Nugent and Wasaja are newer ones as well. I know someone who got into Nugent their freshman year, so you never know. But those are like the really nice ones. But I really like the six-pack area because, like I said, the Ike is right there and the gym is right there, so it's the perfect area. FAR and PAR are also popular dorms. People usually just say it together because they're literally right across from each other. Those dorms are great, and a lot of the times the Black community will go there. So if you're looking to get to know more Black people, that could be a potential option for you. Of course, there's other races there. It is a PWI, but that's usually like where the Black people basically stay at their freshman year. And FAR and PA are pretty nice because there is a dining hall in both of them, so you don't really have to leave to go out and get your food. The only thing I will say is that with those, they are far from campus. They are far. If people make a joke, FAR is for far, like it is far from campus. So just keep in mind that if you have to go to class, you'll probably have to take the bus to get there just because it's farther from campus. And also, I don't think they look as nice as some other ones, but again, they're dorms, so you can definitely just decorate them the way you want to. So just know there's pros and cons to living there, but if you're comfortable with getting on a bus and going to your classes, you can do that. And don't think that like if you don't stay there, then you can't get close to the Black community if you are Black, because I'm Black, I did not stay there, and I still make plenty of friends through organizations, so just keep that in mind as well. BC Evans is also really nice. When you walk in, there's actually a boys side and a girls side, but you can definitely cross. It's just that they're just separated, and I like Busey because it's definitely cozy. They did have a dining hall there, but it closed. I don't know if they're going to reopen it, but Busey sits kind of like in the middle of campus, so it's very convenient in terms of going places, and there's also food options that are right there when you walk out. So Busey is definitely a nice one. The main thing I just want to stress when you're picking a dorm is just to ensure that you have air, because my freshman year, I know Taft did not have air. I never stayed there, but I just know they didn't. I don't know if they got it yet or not, but just look and make sure that it has air. I would say that's the main thing. And of course, you can look up dorm videos online. I have a dorm video. Go watch that if you haven't. But U of I has pictures, so you can kind of get a feel for where you want to stay. In terms of roommates, you can pick your roommates. I chose someone that I knew from high school. Some people say don't do that. Honestly, it worked out well for me because I didn't want just a completely random person. And the person I chose, we weren't like besties in high school. We became close in college, but we weren't besties in high school. So maybe that's why it worked out as well. But I like picking my person, but if you want to go random, U of I does have a system where you can like type in your preferences and then it'll match you to someone that is pretty similar to you. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I would say if you do know someone, think about choosing them, but if you want to go random, just know there is a system in place for that. Classes. The biggest part of college is classes. So I want to give you guys some easy classes and some that may be a little hard. Rep 105 is definitely an easy one. It's just a basic English class. In that class, I pretty much just wrote papers. It was pretty easy going. Stat 100 is also a great class because I am not a math person and I pretty much got everything. I got an A out of the class. And make sure that you get Carly because she will offer extra credit, and she teaches at a good pace, and she makes sure that you will understand it. You can also go to office hours and get help. So Stat 100 is definitely a good class for quantitative reasoning. Max 100 is also a very popular class. I actually took it my sophomore year, first semester, and I got an A out of it. Basically, you watch movies in a class, you talk about it. You may have like a few assignments regarding the movies, take a few tests. It's a simple class. People usually love the class because it is a nice class. And I feel like it's different than other things. Like watching movies is actually fun. And they choose movies that will go towards a certain subject. So if we're talking about like the class system or something like that, the movie will be towards that subject. And in terms of the test, just do the study guides. You can't just take it and pass because it's not just like about the movie. You have to actually read the book and know things about whatever topic we're talking about. So definitely just fill out the study guide and you should be fine with the test. Econ 102 is also a really good class. It's just your basic economics, and I took it with Jose Vasquez. Get him if you can. If he's still there, get him because that is the best way to go. Trust me. In terms of other teachers, it may be a little bit harder, so just keep that in mind. In terms of classes that are harder, Econ 103 is definitely a harder one. So don't think that since Econ 102 is easy, 103 will be easy as well. The teacher I had was new, so it was definitely difficult. The tests were hard in my opinion, and there were discussion sections that were early in the morning and I just wasn't understanding anything. So that one is definitely a harder one, but I got through it. But just know that it is definitely a harder one. Math in general at U of I, besides like Stat 100, is pretty hard. So I took pre-calc for like a day and I dropped it my freshman year because first off, it was early in the morning. Who wants to take a class that is difficult for you early in the morning? Two, the teacher started teaching literally the first day and I was like, what the heck is going on? And we can't even use calculators. Like, how is it pre-calc and you can't use calculators? I mean, if you are a math person, pre-calc will probably be easy, but for me, I'm not a math person. I didn't take pre-calc in high school, so it was definitely harder for me, and I just knew right away not to take it. That's why I dropped it. I will also give you guys that advice. If you see a class is hard, you can just tell it's not going to work out from the beginning, drop it. Talk to your advisor and see what you can do to replace it, especially if it's the first week. It's pretty easy to do that. Once I dropped that one, I took college algebra. And y'all, that was hard too. I was thinking like, oh, college algebra, like algebra in high school was easy. College algebra should be the same thing and maybe just a little bit more upscale. No, the teacher I had Addison ready, and you had to be ready basically because the class was definitely fast paced. She taught very fast. And like I said, I'm not a math person. So when someone is teaching fast, it's hard to keep up with. And there are quizzes weekly, and there was homework. The homework was just a lot to do and keep up with, especially if you have other classes. To me, it just took a lot of time up, and literally there was a row of people. Each week I would see like one person leave in that row. So it definitely was a harder class. So keep that in mind. Just because it says college algebra doesn't mean it's easy. Like pre-calc might have been better than college algebra. I'm not sure, but it just definitely wasn't it. I dropped that one as well, and I replaced it with a second 8-week course. But keep that in mind. If you can just tell something's not going to work out, drop it like a hot potato if you can. Going along with that, of course, regular calculus and business calculus is harder. I never took it, but I just heard it's harder. Biology here, that's not a part of my major, but I heard that one is hard too. So just keep that in mind. Like math and science classes here, they're a little hard, so just keep that in mind. The next thing I want to talk about is food. So in terms of the meal plan, get the 1045. The 1045 is when you get 10 swipes and 45 credits. The swipes are for the actual dining hall, and the credits are for places like 57 where you can get chips, drinks, and you can also get food there as well, and it's in certain dining halls. So keep that in mind. In terms of which dining hall is the best, it's really just depending on what they're serving. So you can just look at the app and see which dining hall is serving what, and you can also put in your location so it will show like which dining hall is the closest to you. A lot of the times I went to the Ike because I lived in a 6-pack, so that was the one that was closest to me. And they also had 57, so I can use my swipes there in the dining hall, and I can use my credits in 57 and get like chips, drinks, and boneless wings, burgers, hot dogs, and much more. FAR, PAR, I would go there too sometimes, just hop on the bus there. But there's definitely a lot of dining halls, so just look at the app and you can see which one you want to go to. In terms of food off of campus, we have a lot of places to go. On Green Street, that is like the main place to go because there's McDonald's, Chipotle, Burrito King. I mean, there's much more than that, but I'm not going to sit up here and name all of the restaurants. Oh, Noodles and Company, that's another good one. But I'm not about to name all of them, but we have a lot of food here on campus and off of campus as well. So you shouldn't have to worry too much about food. Now I want to talk about resources. U of I has a ton of resources, so I kind of want to give you guys the main ones because you may not even know. There's a counseling center. I never been there, but that's just a great resource to know. There's also writers workshops, so you can get help with your papers. I went there several times freshman year for Rep 105, and basically they will sit down with you. You will read your paper with them together. They will give you editing suggestions so you can get that bomb paper and get that A that you want. There's also the Career Center. I've been there several times, and there they can actually read over your resume and give you critiques. They can look at your cover letter, and they can do a mock interview. So if you have an interview coming up, you can practice with them. If you're not sure what career you actually want to go into, you can have a meeting with someone. They will sit down with you and kind of talk to you and see which path you want to take. I did that my freshman year because I was in Division of General Studies. I pretty much knew that I wanted to do like marketing or advertising, but I also had other passions in there as well. So I just wanted to like really make sure that's what I wanted to do, and like going there, it definitely helped confirm what I wanted to do. The McKinley Health Center, so there you can get checkups. So if you're not feeling too well, you can call them, book an appointment for whatever you can do, like your yearly checkup. They also have a lot of supplies. So ladies, you can get free birth control at McKinley. All you have to do is do a yearly checkup, and I think that's a great resource to have, because free birth control, you're not going to get that at too many places. And they also have other supplies. I'm going to put the list up here because it is depending on like what you're getting is how often you can get it. So there's like pregnancy tests, condoms, a cold pack, yeast infection stuff. I'll put it here, but there's a lot of great supplies they have, and like all you have to do is just swipe your iCard and then you can basically just get it. Working on campus and off of campus. My freshman year, I did not work because I was in so many clubs and organizations. I did not have time, but I know a lot of you may be offered work study, or you just want to get those coins. So there are lots of opportunities. You can work at the dining hall on campus. Is it the best thing in the world? Probably not, so I've heard, but you can definitely just get your money that you need. And also I think you get free meals, and there's so many on campus, so you probably wouldn't have to like take the bus or walk too far since there's just so many dining halls. You can also work at the Arc, which is basically just the gym. That to me seems like a good job because you can also ref there. So if there's intramural games going on, you can just ref them. You can just work on the gym part of it. So I think the Arc is a nice job to have. The only thing is the application is more than a dining hall one. Like, I think they require like a quiz you have to take. So watch like a short little video and answer some questions. I think you have to submit a cover letter as well. So that one may take like a little bit more time to fill out, but to me it seems like a decent job. In terms of working off of campus, we have a mall here that is nearby. Of course, you will probably need a car because I don't know if the bus actually goes there or not, but a lot of people do work at the mall because it's not too far off of campus and there's just so many different stores. So that's a great place to work. Walmart and Target are also popular, and I know the bus does go to Walmart, but you're going to be on that bus for like an hour. Clubs and organizations. So this is a great way to meet new people, have fun, make friends. U of I has so many to offer, and you can just go on their website and see which ones they have. Usually on Quad Day, you can find a lot of them. Because of COVID, Quad Day is virtual. I don't know how it will go next year, but that's how it was this year. But like I said, you can just go online and see which ones they have. And I joined several modeling ones. So I joined Moda Bellissima, the Catwalk. I joined 100 Strong. 100 Strong is a great organization if you are Black because you can get a mentor, and they have meetings too to discuss various things. And they also have fun events. So my freshman year, we went paintballing. Of course, because of COVID, things changed, but just keep that in mind. Hopefully when times get better, we can do more events. But I think joining that is a great way to meet people and also have a mentor. So if you have those type of questions, you can just ask your mentor. Now I want to talk about one of the biggest things that happened, COVID. So of course, U of I had to adjust, and I would say they're doing a pretty good job with that. So with classes, a lot of them were online. So I only had one class that was in person my first semester of my sophomore year. This semester, all of my classes were online, which I actually really liked. But next year, your freshman year, most of the classes are going to be in person. For the college and media, which I'm in for advertising, 83% of my classes are going to be in person. So just be prepared for that. And honestly, I feel like that's great for you guys because I couldn't even imagine entering college with everything online like how the freshmen had to do this year. So just know that a lot of the classes will be in person. And when I did have one in-person class my sophomore year, they basically just put tape to block out like certain seats, so you will be 6 feet apart from people. And we have to get tested weekly. So we get tested twice a week, and you have to space it out. So my days are Tuesday and Friday. I get tested for COVID, and You basically just have to spit in a tube using a funnel or a straw. And there's so many different testing sites. There's a testing site in the Ike and just so many different other places. So it's not hard to get tested on campus at all. It's very quick and easy to do. After you get tested, you will look at the app and it will show if you tested positive or negative, and that's how you can get into certain buildings for your classes. So once you go to your class, there'll be a person sitting there and like say, hey, can I see your Safer Illinois app? You will show it to them and show that you do not have COVID, then you'll enter, and I think that's a great way. So people aren't just walking in with COVID basically. So there definitely are those precautions for staying safe at U of I. I also made adjustments with dining. So with dining, at first you would just go get your food, serve it yourself. Now there's actually people serving you, so you'll get in a line, you'll tell them like, I want chicken, I want rice. They put it in a box, you can go, or they actually changed it to where you can eat inside now, but they blocked off certain areas so you can be spaced out. So that's another adjustment they made. I do want to talk about parties. So yes, I do know we are still in a pandemic, so do not party right now. But I do want to say, hopefully when you are like a sophomore or whenever like COVID is just pretty much over, I want you guys to know that U of I has some great parties. It's definitely a party school. We have unofficial, so that's basically just a time of partying. So it's during St. Patrick's Day. It's not the actual day, but it's during that time. It's to celebrate that basically. So people are wearing green. They're out here just partying. The way it works is like several days, but within a day, there'll be parties after parties after parties after parties. Of course, a bunch of people are just drinking. So that's just a time that U of I has. A lot of people will come from other schools, but like I said, because of COVID, things have changed. But hopefully later on, you may be able to experience that. And of course, other people just throw parties throughout the year. So usually Thursdays is when the parties begin and it goes into the weekend. But you can definitely have a lot of fun at U of I. But like I said, right now, you need to be safe about that. So don't just go out and partying right now. Now I want to talk about fun things to do on campus. So some people are probably like, U of I is just cornfields. Like, what is there to really do? Well, U of I has movie showings now, and you basically just go into the State Farm Center. Of course, you will show your COVID app and show that you don't have COVID. You can sit on the field or in the bleachers. I did that with my boyfriend. We had a great time, and I think they usually show like 2 movies, and you can bring your blanket because when they were doing it, it definitely was a little chilly, but they gave us popcorn and some snacks. So that was something to do that was really fun because like I said, with COVID, things have changed. You can also go to the mall. The mall is not too far off of campus. So if you can get a ride, catch an Uber, whatever, you can just go to the mall, go shopping, go to a few stores. There's also a trampoline park out here. So back at home, we had Sky Zone. I forgot the name of it here, but there is a trampoline park, so that's another fun thing to do around campus. The last thing I want to talk about is the bus system. So like I said before, like you're going to probably have to use the bus to go to certain places, and it's definitely not the easiest thing to navigate. My freshman year, I got lost several times, like I got on the wrong bus. But basically the best way to do it is, let's say if you're trying to get from FAR to the Ike, you're just going to Google and type in the Ike, and then it will show you like how long it will take there, what bus to take. So you want to make sure that you read what bus it is, and then it will show the time it will arrive. So you just go to that bus stop, wait for the bus to get there. And I would say just ask the bus driver like, hey, is this bus going to the Ike? Just to make sure that you're getting on the right one. Then once you get on it, you can like press start, and then it will like show you the stops and you can see where to get off. You can also download the app as well. And the app sometimes is more accurate in terms of what time the bus will get there. But I just like typing it on Google. I find it easier just to do. And you want to make sure that you get there on time. I would suggest getting at the bus stop a few minutes early because the buses will not sit there and wait. Like sometimes me and my friends were out here running to the bus. If they see you running, they probably will stop, but if no one's there, they're not going to sit there for like 2 minutes and like, okay, let's wait till someone comes. Like they have a route to take. They're trying to be on time. They keep going. But the buses are definitely a great way to get around campus because U of I is big. Like it is a big campus and it will definitely take you time to like know where everything is. But the bus is definitely a great system to use. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I know this was a lot of information, but congratulations for getting into U of I. You would definitely have a blast. If there's a question you have that I did not answer, feel free to comment it down below and I will try to answer it to the best of my ability. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed and make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I love you guys. Bye.